You shouldn't have never said it.
Well, you shouldn't hurt my feelings.
She is toxic. And you're her girlfriend. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, my God. How's the family?
Falling apart.
Girl.
Amy's done blocked me. I haven't heard from Amy since our text fight. She's blocked me on everything. This is the first time Amy's ever blocked me. But she's not hurting nobody but herself.
I was gonna have Tammy at my cake testing, but she don't want nothing to do with me, so her. Like, I'm done trying. I threw out all my olive branches. I ain't got no more
The
on the
most
tree.
amazing climax to 1000 LB Sisters Season 7. The sisters' farewell leaves everyone stunned. Amy Slaton delivers a shocking surprise that could kill her reality TV career, and Tammy Slaton breaks down in tears. We have the whole backstage narrative, including the heartache, the turmoil, and the secrets that TLC didn't reveal. Be sure to watch before it's too late. By the time the cameras rolled for the 1000 LB Sisters Season 7 finale, it was obvious that this was no typical episode. Insiders close to the Slaton family reveal that behind the glossy exterior of TLC's filming, Tammy Slaton was on edge, and the cameras captured her tears, frustrations, and moments of vulnerability that even fans at home could feel reverberating through their screens. But what the viewers didn't see was the weight of expectation crushing her from every direction. Tammy had been dealing with the pressures of life in private after her drastic weight loss and public scrutiny, and this finale would be the episode where all of that pressure finally reached a breaking point. The day of filming started early, and Tammy was reportedly visibly nervous when she arrived at the set. According to crew members, she was jittery, almost on the verge of panic, which is a far cry from the self-assured, smiling character that fans had become used to over the previous seasons. According to sources, producers tried to have light conversation with her to diffuse the tension, but Tammy's responses were clipped, and at one point, she broke down before the cameras even began to roll. She just sat there, shaking her head, whispering that she couldn't do it anymore, a crew member told us exclusively. Tammy's interactions with her sister Amy were tense from the beginning, with subtle exchanges carrying the weight of unspoken frustrations. She reportedly expressed feelings of being misunderstood, unsupported, and trapped by the expectations of both her family and the network. One insider revealed that she whispered to a crew member during a break, saying, "I feel like I can't breathe, like everything is closing in on me." Although not shown on the aired episode, this admission foreshadowed the emotional unraveling that would dominate the finale. The personal toll became more apparent as the day's events were caught on camera. Tammy's emotional outbursts were punctuated by attempts at humor, but insiders say these moments were brief. Every joke seemed like a flimsy defense against the emotional strain she was under, and every smile seemed forced. By the middle of the episode, tensions increased when the topic of her future on the show came up, and sources claim that Tammy expressed doubts about continuing to film and expressed concern about whether she could handle another season of public scrutiny. She felt cornered, an insider told us. Everyone was asking her to be this version of herself that didn't feel authentic, and she finally snapped. According to crew members, it was one of the most intense emotional moments in the show's history, with producers and family alike struggling to comfort her while trying to maintain filming schedules. It was raw, unfiltered emotion, one source said, and you could tell she was done holding back, done pretending everything was okay. The breaking point occurred during a heated exchange with Amy that was partially captured on camera but amplified behind the scenes. Tammy reportedly lashed out, tears streaming down her face, expressing feelings of frustration and isolation. The background of Tammy's personal journey is what makes this moment particularly poignant. Over the course of several seasons, viewers have witnessed Tammy undergo a physical and emotional transformation that has changed her life. The dramatic weight loss, while celebrated on television, came with significant mental and emotional challenges, which were only exacerbated by the public's gaze. Insiders claim that the pressure to maintain a positive image while dealing with personal trauma created an emotional storm that the finale was unable to contain. Tammy's breakdown was not just about the immediate drama, it was the result of years of pressure, expectation, and public scrutiny. Even the production team apparently felt the weight of the situation. According to multiple sources, filming was halted multiple times to give Tammy time to gather herself. During one of these breaks, she was heard saying, "I just can't keep doing this. I need to step back before I break completely." This unguarded admission, which viewers were not privy to, reveals the extreme psychological strain the reality star was under, and the conflict between filming and safeguarding her mental health became a major theme behind the scenes. The involvement of Amy Slaton further escalated the emotional stakes. According to sources, the sisters' relationship was under tremendous strain during filming, made worse by years of unresolved conflicts, different coping mechanisms, and the pressures of fame and family. Although the finale aired featured some confrontations, insiders say that many moments were cut or condensed for time, meaning that Tammy's emotional collapse was even more intense than viewers saw. What aired was just the tip of the iceberg, one crew member acknowledged. Behind the cameras, it was a storm of tears, shouting, and heartfelt confessions that you wouldn't believe unless you were there. Tammy's emotional instability became a major focus of the filming schedule as the day went on, and sources say that although the crew was focused on getting real footage, they were also worried about her health and tried to support her with breaks, private conversations, and reassurances that she could leave if necessary. But Tammy still had waves of anxiety and despair, and would often seek comfort from a crew member or trusted friend. Although these private moments were not shown on the broadcast episode, they were crucial in revealing the extent of her struggle. By the later stages of filming, Tammy reportedly decided to face her fears head-on, directing her feelings into the episode's closing scenes. According to family sources, it was a brave, if painful performance, a moment where her vulnerability became the episode's heart and a testament to her tenacity. Crew members remember feeling both awe and concern, realizing that they were witnessing something incredibly real and incredibly human. During filming, discussions about Tammy's future participation in the show, possible relocations, and the impact of her emotional health all came together, complicating this emotional climax. Every take had significance, every interaction had purpose, and Tammy's obvious distress underscored the difficulty of juggling reality television with real-life personal struggle. You could see it in her eyes. An insider explained she was torn between wanting to share her journey and wanting to protect herself from the exposure that comes with it. While fans witnessed tears and confrontation on screen, the true story behind the cameras was one of resilience, vulnerability, and an unwavering confrontation with personal limits. Sources say that Tammy continued to think about the intensity of the finale in the days after filming, and that emotional support from family and close friends was crucial. Insiders confirm that she carefully considered her future, weighing the benefits of public storytelling against the toll it was taking on her mental and emotional health. By sharing these behind-the-scenes insights, it becomes clear that what viewers witnessed was not just a reality television moment, but a deeply human story of struggle, perseverance, and the challenges of navigating life under the public eye. The Season 7 finale, as it aired, only captured a fraction of Tammy's emotional collapse, but it is still one of the most memorable episodes in the show's history. Tammy's emotional journey, raw and unfiltered, sets the stage for the next chapter. However, for Tammy, Part 1 makes it clear that her emotional collapse was more than just a television moment. It was a crucial turning point, a wake-up call for her personal well-being, and a dramatic, heartbreaking scene that left everyone involved forever changed. In the next section, the focus will shift to Amy Slaton and her explosive decisions made during the finale, choices that shocked the family, the crew, and ultimately the fans to set up a dramatic confrontation that defined the end of Season 7. What aired on television was only the tip of the iceberg. Behind the cameras, according to people close to production, Amy had reached a personal breaking point that led her to make an unprecedented decision to leave the show, at least temporarily, in order to reclaim her life and protect her emotional well-being. As the 1000 LB Sisters finale progressed, the focus naturally shifted from Tammy's emotional collapse to Amy Slaton, whose decisions that day would send shockwaves through the fan base and in the family. The day of filming started with the typical vigor, but insiders confirmed that Amy came with a heavy heart. Unlike previous seasons, when she put on a strong, composed front for the cameras, there was a noticeable tension in her posture and expression this time, with crew members describing her as quiet, reflective, and clearly processing something intense. It soon became clear that Amy was struggling on the inside with the immense pressures of reality television, the constant scrutiny of her personal life, and the difficulties of navigating her complex family dynamics. It wasn't about the cameras or the show anymore. It was thinking about her kids, her emotional state, and what was truly best for her life. According to sources, early scenes of the finale featured standard interactions with family members, conversations about future plans, updates on Tammy's health and progress, and the daily logistics of their lives. However, as filming went on, it became evident that Amy's focus was elsewhere. As set observers said, she often stepped aside during takes, texting or speaking quietly with close friends, and occasionally taking moments alone to gather herself. The pivotal moment allegedly occurred during a heated family scene that was partially broadcast on television. According to insiders, Amy confronted her sister Tammy and other family members behind the scenes about long-standing tensions, and the conversation quickly escalated, touching on everything from personal accountability to family responsibilities. Amy expressed frustration with what she believed to be unrealistic expectations, both from her family and from TLC, and questioned whether continuing to participate in the show was sustainable. She also reportedly privately declared that she needed a break from filming to focus on herself and her kids. The production team reportedly attempted to mediate, striking a balance between the need to get real footage and the obligation to support Amy's well-being. They were caught in a tough spot, one crew member explained. On one hand, they wanted to capture these moments for the finale. On the other hand, they didn't want to push Amy beyond her limits. It was delicate, tense, and emotional. Amy remained resolute despite the high stakes, making it clear that her decision was not made on the spur of the moment, but rather after months of introspection, stress, and personal development. Amy had been silently carrying a lot of weight, the insider said, adding that each season brought new pressures, public scrutiny, family expectations, health concerns, and parenting responsibilities. Season 7 in particular had been emotionally draining for her. By the finale, she had simply reached her limit. The insider said that Amy's bravery in expressing her needs was both admirable and heart-wrenching for those around her, especially Tammy, who was also navigating her own emotional struggles. It wasn't scripted, one insider stressed. This was real human emotion, with consequences that would affect everyone in the family. Behind the cameras, sources explained that Tammy tried to reason with Amy, urging her to stay, but Amy remained firm, explaining that her priority now had to be her children and her mental health. The confrontation with Tammy reportedly revealed a mixture of emotions: anger, frustration, sadness, and love. Fans have watched Amy navigate a difficult divorce, parenthood, weight loss, and life under constant camera scrutiny, and Season 7 heightened these pressures, making it more difficult to balance fame and personal responsibility. According to sources close to Amy, she had reached a turning point where continuing to run the show without a break could have led to burnout, emotional instability, and potential harm to her family dynamics. Although her decision to step back was shocking to viewers, insiders described it as necessary, courageous, and ultimately responsible. It is what makes Amy's decision so powerful. The emotional impact of Amy's decision was further exacerbated by the production environment, which included long hours, private conversations, and confrontational moments that tested the limits of both sisters. Insiders said that Amy's courage in expressing her boundaries in the face of these pressures showed incredible strength, but it also left the family in shock. There was a noticeable tension on set, with many crew members feeling both admiration for Amy's bravery and concern for the emotional fallout. Amy's decision had professional consequences in addition to family ones, according to sources, who say that talks with producers suggested that she might cut back on her screen time in future seasons or change the focus from her personal life. Amy made it clear that she wouldn't compromise her family or mental health for ratings, one source disclosed, and production had to respect that. It was a rare moment of someone truly taking control of their narrative. Amy's decision had immediate repercussions. Crew members report that she left one set of scenes in the middle of filming to collect herself, shocking some family members who had assumed she would continue without hesitation. Although this moment was partially shown on television, it was much more intense in real life, with Amy reportedly crying in private, considering the emotional toll of her journey, and scheduling time away from the spotlight to concentrate on her children and personal recovery. Behind-the-scenes sources also confirmed that this finale was a tipping point for Amy's relationship with the show itself. As whereas previous seasons had a degree of cooperation and engagement, the emotional intensity of Season 7 made her rethink her involvement, with insiders speculating that conversations after the finale included topics such as possible hiatus, relocation, and prioritizing family over filming schedules. Amy's decision was not a rejection of the show, but a declaration of self-respect, one crew member said, and she made it clear that her well-being comes first, and that's something viewers don't always see. Although this created logistical challenges, insiders emphasized that the respect shown towards Amy's boundaries reflected a growing awareness of the emotional realities faced by reality stars. It was a learning moment for everyone, one crew member said, adding that Amy's choice reminded us that behind the drama and entertainment, these are real people with real feelings and limits. The impact of Amy's decision extended beyond her immediate family, as sources report that production teams had to reshoot certain segments, reframe storylines, and adjust schedules to accommodate her absence or limited participation. Fans who watched the finale might have noticed Amy's quieter presence than in previous episodes, but the story was much more dramatic and complex behind the scenes. According to sources, the finale captured Amy's emotional struggle, her setting of boundaries, and the beginnings of what would become a major life decision, leaving the show to protect herself and her family. The combination of personal reflection, family tension, and professional considerations made this finale an unprecedented episode in 1000 LB Sisters history. The crew remembers that Amy, knowing that her decision would be scrutinized by both fans and the media, took a private moment to reflect as the episode came to an end, tears streaming, and that she expressed a mixture of relief and apprehension, understanding both the freedom and the responsibility that came with stepping back. This moment, which most viewers did not see, encapsulated the essence of the finale, a family navigating love, loyalty, and personal boundaries under the constant pressure of reality television. Behind the cameras, Amy's decision was a culmination of emotional endurance, self-reflection, and the courage to prioritize family and mental health over fame and entertainment. While shocking to some fans, this decision was a defining moment of Season 7, one that would set the stage for future storylines, potential hiatuses, and a reevaluation of what it means to participate in a reality television series. The finale's narrative as it aired highlighted glimpses of Amy's frustration and vulnerability, but insiders stressed that what viewers saw was only a percentage of the reality. Part 3 will focus on the sisters' last exchanges, the tearful farewell, and how Season 7 ended with a mix of heartache, hope, and uncertainty. But for Amy, this section of the narrative demonstrates that her unexpected decision to leave was both a personal victory and a turning point in the Slaton family's ongoing story, leaving a lasting impression on the show and the hearts of its viewers. As the cameras rolled on the final moments of 1000 LB Sisters Season 7, an atmosphere of both relief and heartbreak settled over the Slaton family. Behind the polished exterior seen on television, sources close to the production revealed that these moments were among the most emotionally charged in the show's history. The finale wasn't just an episode, it was the culmination of years of personal struggles, family tension, and the high-stakes drama that comes with living life under the public eye. Every tear, every word, every glance carried weight, a final chapter in a season defined by intense emotional turbulence, boundary setting, and deep personal growth. According to insiders, the sisters' final interactions were raw, unscripted, and at times devastating. Tammy, still reeling from her emotional collapse earlier in the day, struggled to navigate her feelings while also processing Amy's shocking decision to step back from the cameras. Sources describe a scene filled with long, unspoken pauses, awkward attempts at conversation, and bursts of tears that the crew tried to capture with sensitivity. It was heartbreaking to watch, one crew member told us exclusively. You could feel the love, but also the tension, the fear of change, and the uncertainty of what comes next. The emotional weight of the finale was compounded by the cumulative experiences of both sisters throughout the season. Over the course of Season 7, viewers witnessed Tammy confronting her emotional vulnerabilities and Amy grappling with the pressures of family, fame, and personal responsibility. By the finale, these pressures converged into a powerful, bittersweet moment. a goodbye that was as much about acknowledging the journey they had shared as it was about the uncertainty of the future. Sources report that behind the cameras, the sisters shared moments of vulnerability that were never intended for public broadcast, including private confessions, whispered words of encouragement, and emotional embraces that conveyed the complexity of their relationship. Crew members recount one particularly intense scene where Tammy and Amy sat together in silence before finally speaking. According to insiders, Tammy admitted her fear of losing her sister to the pressures of the show, while Amy shared her anxiety about continuing in an environment that was increasingly emotionally taxing. They were holding each other, crying, and trying to make sense of everything, a source said. It was one of the most human, unfiltered moments we've ever filmed on the series. These interactions, while partially visible on television, were far more profound in real life, highlighting the depth of the sisters' bond and the emotional stakes at play. The finale also revealed the impact of external factors on the Slaton family. Production staff confirmed that conversations about the future of the show, potential hiatuses, and the sisters' personal lives played a major role in the intensity of the closing scenes. With Amy stepping back and Tammy facing the consequences of her emotional collapse, the family was forced to confront both immediate and long-term questions about their participation in reality television. According to insiders, these discussions were tense, heartfelt, and at times confrontational, reflecting the real pressures of balancing family loyalty with individual well-being. A pivotal moment occurred when the sisters shared a final private conversation away from cameras. Sources close to the set reveal that this interaction was filled with tears, apologies, and affirmations of love, capturing the complexity of their relationship in ways the aired episode could only hint at. They were saying everything they hadn't said in years, one crew member explained. There were apologies for misunderstandings, expressions of pride, and promises to support each other no matter what happens next. It was powerful, and it was real. This behind-the-scenes glimpse underscores the emotional depth of the finale and reinforces the idea that the show's true impact lies not just in drama, but in human connection. The emotional farewell was further amplified by the presence of other family members. According to sources, the extended Slaton family participated in the closing scenes, offering support, guidance, and love. Crew members recall moments of laughter, quiet reflection, and tears that added layers of complexity to the finale. The interactions captured both the familial tension that has been a hallmark of the show and the bonds that ultimately hold the family together. These nuanced dynamics, while partially edited for television, formed the emotional backbone of the finale and provided a sense of closure while also leaving the door open for future developments. Insiders also revealed that the emotional intensity of the finale prompted production staff to adjust filming schedules and provide additional support for both sisters. We had counselors on set, private spaces for them to decompress, and constant check-ins, a crew member said. We wanted to ensure that what we were capturing was authentic, but also that we weren't causing unnecessary harm. It was a delicate balance, but it was necessary given the stakes. This level of care underscores the seriousness of the finale and highlights the real-life implications of participating in a reality series that blends personal vulnerability with public exposure. Throughout the final scenes, it became clear that the sisters were grappling not only with the immediate pressures of filming, but also with broad questions about their personal futures. Sources indicate that Tammy was contemplating her next steps in terms of relocation, emotional recovery, and the potential continuation of the show, while Amy was weighing the long-term implications of stepping back for herself and her children. The interplay between personal choice and public expectation created a narrative tension that was both compelling for viewers and emotionally challenging for the family. According to insiders, one of the most poignant moments occurred when Tammy and Amy embraced for what could be interpreted as both a goodbye and a promise. They held each other for several minutes, crying and speaking softly, a source revealed. It was a mixture of relief, sadness, and hope. You could feel the weight of everything they had been through, the struggles, the accomplishments, and the changes all coming together in that single moment. This raw emotional energy, captured with sensitivity by the production team, gave the finale its profound impact and ensured that it would be remembered as one of the most heartfelt episodes in the show's history. The aired episode, while carefully edited for narrative flow, only hints at the depth of emotion present behind the scenes. According to sources, many moments were trimmed or condensed, yet the emotional truth remained unmistakable. Crew members emphasized that the sisters' vulnerability, honesty, and love for each other were palpable throughout the day of filming, creating an authenticity that is rare even in reality television. It wasn't about drama or ratings, one insider said. It was about two sisters navigating life, love, and family under extraordinary circumstances. That's what made it so powerful. As the episode concluded, the sisters shared one final exchange with the camera crew. According to insiders, both Tammy and Amy expressed gratitude for the support they had received, acknowledged the challenges of participating in a reality series, and offered reflections on their personal growth over the season. These moments, combined with the emotional highs and lows captured throughout the finale, created a sense of closure while also leaving fans eager for the next chapter. The finale's ending was intentionally open-ended, reflecting the ongoing journey of the Slaton family and the unpredictability of life after cameras stop rolling. The emotional resonance of the finale extended beyond the immediate family. Crew members report that everyone involved in production was affected by the intensity of the day, from camera operators to producers. Witnessing the sisters' vulnerability and resilience had a lasting impact on those present, reinforcing the human element behind the entertainment. According to insiders, the finale served as a reminder that reality television, while often sensationalized, is grounded in real experiences, real emotions, and real consequences for those involved. In reflecting on the finale, sources confirm that the sisters were both exhausted and emotionally drained, yet also profoundly connected by the shared experience. Tammy's journey through emotional collapse, Amy's shocking decision to step back, and the sisters' final goodbye formed a narrative arc that was simultaneously heartbreaking, inspiring, and deeply human. It was the most intense day of filming we've ever had on the show, a crew member said. And it was a reminder of what makes this series so unique, the honesty, the vulnerability, and the love that exists even in the toughest moments. As the credits rolled on the Season 7 finale, fans were left with images of tears, embraces, and the sisters' quiet reflections, moments that hint at both endings and new beginnings. Behind the scenes, the reality was even more complex, a family navigating emotional turbulence, personal growth, and the challenges of life under public scrutiny. According to insiders, the impact of this finale will resonate throughout future seasons, shaping storylines, influencing personal decisions, and leaving an indelible mark on the legacy of 1000 LB Sisters. The final scenes of Season 7 captured not just the conclusion of a season, but a turning point in the lives of Tammy and Amy Slaton. Their emotional honesty, the complexity of their decisions, and the depth of their family bond created a narrative that is both compelling and deeply human. While fans may never see all the behind-the-scenes moments, insiders confirm that what transpired on the day of filming will be remembered by everyone involved as a defining moment, one that highlights the true cost and the true power of living life in the public eye. Season 7 ends not with a definitive conclusion, but with a poignant reflection on family, resilience, and personal choice. For Tammy, Amy, and the extended Slaton family, the finale represents both closure and anticipation, a bridge between what has been endured and what lies ahead. As viewers, the emotional journey is unforgettable, and insiders assure us that the story of the Slaton family is far from over. The finale leaves one undeniable truth. These sisters, despite their struggles and heartbreak, are bound together by love, courage, and the unyielding determination to face life on their own terms. In a stunning development, TLC has reportedly fined 1000 LB Sisters star Amy Slaton $100,000 for refusing to film Season 8. Insiders are speaking, fans are in disbelief, and the conflict behind the scenes is more intense than ever. What actually transpired between the network and Amy? The underlying story, the startling motivations behind her audacious stance, and the aftermath that is rocking reality TV are all revealed in this video. The things that TLC didn't want you to know will astound you. Drama, surprising turns, and untold fights that viewers never see have always been the lifeblood of reality television. However, the raw emotional intensity and high-stakes drama surrounding Amy Slaton, one of the stars of TLC's 1000 Sisters, have not been well conveyed in many stories in recent years. In a shocking turn of events, Amy has apparently been hit with a $100,000 fine for refusing to film Season 8 and withdrawing from her contract. Social media has been rocked by the news, leaving followers in disbelief and the reality TV business ablaze with rumors. Amy Slaton's experience on 1000 Sisters has been quite remarkable. She captivated viewers from the first episode with her candor, bravery, and unwavering quest for a healthy lifestyle with her sister Tammy. From bariatric surgery to difficult lifestyle adjustments, from emotional successes to sad issues with weight and health, millions of viewers have followed her victories and setbacks. Amy transcended her role as a reality star to become a global representation of tenacity and willpower. However, the pressure was growing behind the camera. Amy's relationship with TLC officials had been fraught for months, according to those close to her. Schedules for filming were demanding, artistic choices frequently conflicted with her personal comfort, and the continual interference in her life caused her great stress. Amy loved the show and the platform it gave her, but TLC's demands were pushing her beyond her limits, an insider revealed. She believed she was becoming less in charge of her own life. According to reports, Amy's decision that she could no longer continue under the terms of her contract was the breaking point. The decision to not take part in Season 8 was audacious and nearly unheard of. Insiders claim that although the network had expected compliance, Amy's firm and public withdrawal took them by surprise. The astronomical $100,000 charge was purportedly levied against her for breaching her contract. Sources claim that TLC officials were incensed, fearing not just the financial consequences, but also the public's reaction to losing one of their biggest stars, despite the network's apparent silence. When the shocking news was announced, fans reacted quickly. Social media was ablaze with controversy, pity, and conjecture. Many came together to support Amy, praising her bravery for putting her health and private life ahead of her notoriety and wealth. Others chastised her choice, claiming that she should uphold the terms of the contract she had signed regardless of her own discomfort. Tammy Slaton's part in the developing storyline became a heated subject amid this disarray. Would she continue filming Season 8, allowing Amy to deal with the fallout on her alone, or would she follow in her sister's footsteps? The ambiguity merely fueled the flames. The larger background of Amy's difficulties is what makes her choice so intriguing. Amy has experienced a number of health issues, ranging from weight-related problems to dangerous procedures. Undoubtedly, the strain of filming and the attention of millions of spectators exacerbated an already difficult situation. According to sources, Amy's decision to leave was driven by a strong need to safeguard her physical and emotional health rather than by avoidance or greed. According to reports, Amy tried to reach an agreement with TLC executives in the days before her withdrawal, intending to continue on her own terms. The network apparently insisted on strict adherence to contractual duties and refused to compromise. As the dispute intensified, the fee was imposed as a signal to Amy and other reality TV personalities that there are severe consequences for disobeying the network. This disagreement has ramifications that go beyond Amy's particular circumstance. The ability of its stars to completely embrace the network's vision is crucial to TLC's success as a producer of emotionally charged and extremely lucrative reality shows. In addition to endangering production schedules, a high-profile withdrawal like Amy's might set a precedent that inspires other celebrities to question the system. Networks' handling of contracts, mental health issues, and personal boundaries may change as a result of this, according to industry insiders. Fans and other reality stars have shown Amy a great deal of support despite the scandal. Campaigns on social media to keep strong and put herself first have gathered steam, and some people have even started petitions asking TLC to reevaluate the fine. Amy's choice strikes a very personal chord with many viewers because even if they are not reality TV stars, almost everyone can identify with the fight to take charge of one's life in the face of institutional pressure. In the meanwhile, it is still unclear how Tammy Slaton was involved. On the show, Tammy, Amy's sister and co-star, has dealt with her own personal and health issues. According to some theories, Tammy would struggle to balance her responsibilities to the network with helping her sister. Some question whether the sisters themselves may become tense as a result of this dispute, which would heighten the drama of an already dramatic tale. The network's internal response and the secrecy surrounding the fine are two of the most intriguing parts of this case. TLC has a track record of meticulously regulating public opinion, frequently regulating the story to reduce criticism. However, in this instance, the news has spread in a manner that appears to be nearly difficult to stop. According to insiders, management are extremely worried about any harm to their brand and the message it conveys to fans and aspiring reality stars. The ethics of reality TV are also called into question by Amy's withdrawal. To what extent ought networks to push their stars? How far does amusement go before becoming exploitation? Amy's predicament demonstrates the real-life repercussions of these high-pressure settings, even though reality TV frequently thrives on human turmoil and vulnerability. The $100,000 fine represents the conflict between human limitations and entertainment expectations, as well as between personal agency and contractual obligations. As the plot develops, conjecture about what will happen next has intensified. Will Amy be able to work out a settlement or a smaller fine that will let her get away with it? Will TLC change its mind in response to popular indignation? And what impact will this conflict have on 1000 LB Sisters' future? The show has grown to be a cultural phenomenon in its own right. Amy's choice is currently regarded as a brave and audacious one. It's never simple to put one's own welfare ahead of contractual duties, particularly when public scrutiny, money, and celebrity are involved. By doing this, Amy has not only taken on a strong network, but also started a crucial discussion about reality TV performers' rights and the boundaries of pressure from the entertainment industry. One thing is evident as fans continue to analyze every social media post, leaked article, and insider tip. Amy Slaton's $100,000 punishment and her decision to skip Season 8 are still having a significant impact. For months to come, the drama, tension, and inquiries surrounding her choice will be the main topics of discussion in the reality TV community. Fans and the business are eagerly awaiting Amy's next move after she made her decision. This is just the start. As Amy Slaton's struggle with TLC continues, the upcoming chapter promises even more startling disclosures, unseen truths, and behind-the-scenes drama. We'll go deeply into the inner workings of the network in Part 2,